We had a good day today. We got a few aches and pains, but nothing that I think is going to be an issue for tomorrow. Powell continues to make progress, but he's obviously not playing tomorrow. And the game last night featured a lot of very positive things and some things we got to clean up. We got to clean up some things defensively. We got to clean up some things offensively. Turnovers are something we got to get better with. We're turning it over too much, and tomorrow the turnover game is going to be a big part of it. So I know we can do better there.
Obviously, the NBA is judging from the preseason and the first couple of days, clamping down on traveling. Is there anything specifically you guys can do to?
We work on footwork every day in anticipation of the whistle blowing more, and we just got to continue to do it. There's such a great emphasis on looking for travels that the whistle occasionally blows a little prematurely, but it's just a good reminder that this is something that's going to change. And so getting called for 4 or 5 of them is a lot. That takes you from 14 turnovers to 19. That's just too many.
It was a lower assist night for you. I don't think it's right to judge based off just one game, but I'm curious if there is a number of assists you're looking for in a game or a percentage of assisted buckets that you think is ideal for this team.
We want as many assists as we can get, and the ball does have to move better. We spent time on that very thing today, and as we go forward, we'll be looking closely at it. The more the ball moves, the more assists you have, the better your inherent chemistry is. The better tied together you are at both ends of the floor, and so we definitely can get better there.
It would seem to the untrained eye that the lower assist total and turnovers might be connected to each other. Is that the case?
It's hard to say. Some teams that don't pass it much and shoot every time have very few turnovers. In our case, we were a little bit of everything last night, and the value of the ball is just something that in an NBA game you can't put a price on it. So many games come down to one possession. You carelessly throw one away in the first quarter. At the end of the game, you're in a 1-point game. That comes back to you as something that haunts you. So we got to be aware. We got to work on it, do better, and we will.
Is JJ available these days?
He is available. He's continues to work on his comeback. He is, but he's definitely available to play. This is a different situation for him. He and I have talked about it a lot. He's one of the real leaders of this team, and so we need him to continue to do that, and he's got to be ready to play, which is something he hasn't been used to. And so, but last night he really helped us during the game with messaging to players during the game, in the bench area, stuff like that. And again, his comeback has been amazing, and he is available. We're very loaded up at that position.
Rick, a lot of new faces on this New Orleans team. What was your takeaway after watching them play in the first game?
Very impressed. They were one half a possession from winning that game on the road, in Toronto. So their debut was, I thought, really a high-level game for them. They play with an amazing amount of speed and pace. They move the ball extremely well. They have a lot of skill, starting with Ball, who throws it ahead as well as anybody in the game. Holiday, who's an all-star player. Reddick, who continues to be just a menacing problem defensively with his ability to sprint and off screens and make shots. And then Melly, this guy from overseas, came in and hit 4 or 5 shots in a row to start the game, gave him a big lift, and they got Ingram, who's a hell of a young player, and a lot of other guys that are really good. So the tempo is huge. The turnover game and the ball possession game is going to be huge, and we're going to have to do a lot of things better than we did last night.
Is there any part of you that's disappointed that Williamson won't play? Or you may not see him.
Yeah, listen, I never like to see guys get hurt. He's such a compelling talent, and I don't know him, but from a distance, he seems like a wonderful kid, and so I am disappointed that he's not available, because I think it's the game's a compelling game to start with, but you put him in the game, and you got Luke and KP in the game on the other side, and Holiday with them, and the new guys from the Lakers, and it's just it just adds to it, and right now there's just so much excitement around the NBA. It's just it's disappointing, that Zion's not right in the middle of it right now, but he will be. He'll be back. He's young, and I'm sure he'll bounce back quickly.
You guys have so much, from the outside, so much attention and excitement from people looking in at this. But how much do you try to rein that in or keep that even keel with your guys, knowing what's going on the outside?
It's always a job of the head coach to manage expectations. But look, we're all excited about the season. I'm probably, less inclined to try to quell excitement than I was a few years ago. Just, I've been around this enough. You've got to keep a level of enthusiasm and excitement with your team, even when you have games where you don't play well, and so, I'm not encouraging anybody to not have a great amount of interest in this team. It's a compelling group, and so, and moving from one game to another is going to be a real interesting journey, because everybody's good.
You talked about being voted at point guard. How much has Brunson improved in year 2?
He's just been a constant. He's been a constant presence. He's solid at both ends of the floor. He's continued to improve all aspects of his game. I think he's stronger. Athletically, he's gotten better and better. And he's a guy that people have overlooked and misjudged. He's a talented kid.
Rick, last few years, had difficulties winning on the road. What does this team need to do better to become a better road team this year?
It's going to start with ball possession and defense. So we got to take care of the ball. We got to defend well, defend and rebound well. Rebounding last night was challenging. We didn't do as well as we could have. And look, there's an attitude to winning on the road. I mean, you've got to be real tied together, and you've got to be aggressive, and you've got to be fearless. And tomorrow night's game is it features a team that going to be very motivated, and we got to be equally as motivated.